this first. What's your opinion on these fake booties? 'Cause her right here to agree. Show it.
What the? That is so unnecessary. First of all, are them real chicks? Let's start there.
Probably, man. I doubt it.
Let's start there.
I don't know what be possessing these girls to just go and like.
But we assuming that those are girls.
It don't make sense to me.
We're assuming they girls. Now, if we assuming they girls, then to me it's one or two things. One, they feel like that's what they need to be accepted,
Mm-hmm.
or two, they looking to cash in on it.
What you mean by that?
Well, back in the day,
Mm-hmm.
skinny girls used to be in. It was all about the skinny girls.
Mm-hmm. Iron boards.
You know what I'm saying? Now it's all about being thick.
Yeah.
It's about being thick. And then you got, what's old girl name? Lizzie. She done took thick to a whole nother level.
You talking about wait, Lizzie?
Yeah. So now it ain't even about being thick. It's about being confident in whatever size you in.
Mm-hmm.
So most of them, you know, they either trying to cash in on it, or they feel like they doing what people like now.
Mm-hmm. Funny part is, like, how can you go to a doctor and pick out your booty? Like, you're just flipping through pages of booties, like, which one do I want?
But it's easy. It's no different than somebody going. It's no different than Michael Jackson going to pick out his nose,
True.
or Janet.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Or anybody that's had plastic surgery. It's all the same.
Mm-hmm.
Something about you don't like, and when you got the funds to change it, that's what you do.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's what you do.
Who started it? Was Nikki okay? Was Nikki the one who started it all? Who started that?
I mean, people been doing it forever.
Word?
I think. I mean, as far as blacks,
Mm-hmm.
the only person that I can recall that actually paid to transform how they look was Michael. He was the first one that made it popular. He went through all of these different changes and figurations
Mm-hmm.
until he just looked like a plastic doll.
Mm-hmm.
But white people, they've been doing it forever.
Had they?
Yeah. Most of them started with getting boob implants.
90s?
Probably before then.
You know they had it back then.
They always had money.
True. Facts.
They always had money. So they were always able to buy what they couldn't get naturally.
Mm-hmm.
We would have done it earlier if we had the funds to do it.
Oh yeah. Now that we do got them, look.
Mm-hmm.
So all on this.
Because again, and the sad part is, most of us just try to keep up.
Yeah, that's
We're
what
not
it
really
is.
doing it to appease ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
We're doing it to try to keep up with what we think everybody likes.
Looking at the phones, seeing, I want that.
Oh yeah, that's pretty much our dilemma. It's not even a dilemma. Our issue.
Yeah.
We try to keep up with what people think is popular, or worthy of.
Mm-hmm.
Now, who dictates what's popular and what's worthy is the issue.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the people who dictate that, they already know what's going on. They already know their agenda.
Some of that glare.
Yeah, I know. Oh yeah. Yeah. You gotta get them out of here. Social media really like boosts most of that stuff though.
It do now.
Mm-hmm.
Before then, it was music videos.
Yeah, I believe it.
It was music because back then, it was music videos and probably award shows. Because movies, you didn't really pay attention a lot to what people had on.
Mm-hmm.
It was music videos predominantly. They told you what the end thing was.
Mm-hmm.
The hip hop community was the ones that really dictated what the new fashion was, or what the car to drive is.
Mm-hmm.
And they even told you what type of women to like.
Right.
You know, before the model industry kind of told you the skinny girls was in.
Mm-hmm.
And when music videos got popular, you know, now you gotta have a butt.
Yep.
They told you that was in.
Slim thick. Oh my God, Becky, look at her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yep. People, I guess they realize it now, but back then we didn't realize it.
Yeah.
Hip hop really controlled our whole culture.
That was really the part of our demise. And we still call it our culture, knowing that most of the stuff that they gave us was never right for us. That's not our culture.
No.
Not at all.
No. But here's our problem.
Mm-hmm.
We claim it as our culture,
right?
Because we're so used to taking a negative and making it positive for us.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we tend to whatever they, and it can be whoever, white people, racist,
right,
white supremacists, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Whatever they do, we find a way to make it a positive for us.
Yeah, we put a spin.
So they call us nigger. We turn around and we say nigga.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But then we get pissed if they still call us nigger.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Like the reverse psychology that they did on this was just crazy. Like,
and it's even if and you can even use the term even the term bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Now if a dude call a chick a bitch, them fighting words.
Right.
But they call each other bitch all day.
All day, every day.
And it's a term of endearment.
Mm-hmm. So like the doubles, yeah, it's not
you
right.
You know what I'm saying? So we take a negative and we make it a positive.
Mm-hmm.
But then on the flip side, we don't have a standard on what's right and what's wrong and when it's right and when it's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Because we went through a phase, everybody wanted to stop using the word nigga. Then nobody wanted to use it no more. That lasted for about 8 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Because people get woke, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's that word they use. No, we need to stop using that. We need to stop. Okay,
right.
Yeah, that lasted for about 8 minutes. Because we realized if they can dictate to us what we are, then we give them power.
Right.
So that's how we always try to turn what they do into a positive for us.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That word holds so much power to people nowadays. Like it's crazy.
Yeah. Calling us a nigger is almost the equivalent of us being in grade school and somebody said your mama. You know what I'm saying? Like those were straight up fighting words.
Yep.
When we was growing up, when we was in middle school, if somebody said your mama, it was about to be a fight.
Yep.
You didn't even care what the your mama what was. You don't even know.
That's all you heard.
All you heard was your mama.
Yep.
All you heard was your mama, and that was it. They didn't say nothing else after that. And it was fighting words.
Yep. Yeah,
So it's
did
almost
good.
it's like you just hear certain terms. I mean, and we get why it's a button for us.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, like I said, we changed a couple of letters around, and now it's a term of endearment for us. But that's what we do, man.
Yeah,
That's what we do. We pacify instead of change. You know, and it's not. I mean, that's just our culture. You know.
Yeah.
We was slaves. Instead of complaining about picking cotton, we made up songs while we was out there. You know what I'm saying? We just learned how to make the best of whatever it is.
Yep.
Whatever it is, we just make the best out of it.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of slavery, do you think slavery was a choice?
No.
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 Elaborate.
I think having a slave mentality now is a choice.
Yep.
I think there's way too many options and opportunities to still have a slave mentality.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Do I believe the origin of slavery was a choice? No. But we're too smart. We have too many resources to still make slavery our reason for not being able to be successful.
Yeah.
Now,
we hold on to that.
yeah, now, I will say there are systems set up for us to not be successful,
Mm-hmm.
but it's too many people successful for that to be the generalization of why we can't make it. I never agree to that. I think now we're slaves to ourselves.
Yeah.
I don't think we're slaves to the quote unquote white man.
Mm-hmm.
Now they definitely have systems set up for us to not be successful.
Right.
But I think now our biggest issue is ourselves.
Yeah.
We're comfortable talking about the white man won't let us do it.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
so, you know, I don't agree with the premise that slavery was a choice. Now, not being successful is a choice.
Yeah.
Just as much as being successful is a choice. But then you got to ask yourself, what is success? Because
that varies between people.
yeah, it varies between people. It varies. It depends on what you're shooting for.
Mm-hmm.
It depends on if you're shooting for is what you're supposed to be doing.
Right.
Because sometimes you can think you're not successful, but you're really not successful because you're doing something you ain't supposed to be doing.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it's a ton of layers to why our community still feel like we're bound and controlled. But I think most of it now falls on us.
Mm-hmm.
And it's unfortunate because, like I said, it's too many people that's making it.
Yeah.
There's too many people that's making it, and then you can make the argument that a lot of the ones that's making it is not pouring back into the ones that's trying.
Mm-hmm.
I you know, I don't know what all they doing, so it's hard for me to say that.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's more people sitting around waiting for somebody to do something for them than them busting their ass to do what they need to do to be successful.
Mm-hmm. We get so caught up in looking at people being successful on our phones that we forget that we can do the same things to get to where they are. But we just on Instagram scrolling, looking at them, wishing we could be there without putting in necessary action.
And the scary thing is, you might be looking at something that ain't real.
Exactly. Most of it is fronts.
That's the scary part.
You know who they are behind the camera.
You measuring yourself up against a ghost.
Exactly.
Because what you think they got or what they're showing ain't. I remember when people was enamored with a lot of the cars and jewelry and stuff these artists was wearing in videos.
Yep.
And when they got exposed that a lot of that stuff was rented, just so they can, you know what I'm saying, do the video.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was like, that was like a shock
Mm-hmm.
to people. Like, wait, they don't own that stuff for real? That ain't theirs? No.
Yep.
They rented it. Just like you rent your car for prom, they rented that car for that video.
Exactly. Then, like, you got so many black women looking at these other black celebrities and stuff, like, like they like queens, but really they can just do all they fun stuff, all they lit stuff. As soon as the camera go off, they can just go down in tears. Like,
Man.
I guess so many women trying to be like that bitch, but in reality, they not even who they.
I'm gonna tell you one of the worst things, and people don't do it as much now.
Mm-hmm.
But when they came out with them filters,
Oh my God,
that was the worst thing that they could have did.
that was the big part of our demise right there.
That was the worst thing that they could have did. Those filters, I think those filters made it worse. And I don't want to say women, but they were the ones that used it the most.
Right.
If a dude used the filter, we got that's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother conversation. But those filters allow women
To want to be like Barbies.
not only that, but it was a psychological disadvantage for them because they wanted to be what that filter created them.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? That filter allowed them to be who they want to be.
Exactly.
And not necessarily being okay and loving who they are.
Mm-hmm. That's the whole setup right there.
I think it got to a point where people got comfortable actually showing who they are as opposed to all these filters.
Yeah.
I was, oh my God.
They were more comfortable with the filter
It was
face
irritating.
than their real face.
It got irritating because it was like some women, they didn't post a picture if it wasn't a filter on there.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I know you in real life. I know your skin ain't that clear.
Right.
Like, I know you for real, for real.
Mm-hmm.
Your skin ain't that clear.
Man, that was just, whew, that whole era was wild.
Yeah.
They placed them there for a reason, though.
Well, it's definitely well, the first thing is always money.
Mm-hmm.
It's always money. I don't subscribe to there always being a psychological undertone or system setup. Some stuff they just know we's dumb enough to buy and invest in.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And it's no more or no less than that.
Okay. So do you know about OnlyFans and stuff like that?
OnlyFans?
Yeah. So it's basically like a website for mostly girls. Go on there, basically like doing stuff for males, like twerking, like showing they kunta, like showing their coochie and stuff, like all that stuff. It's like, and then guys pay the prescription. It's like a subscription to see all that stuff. So like, if you pay the subscription, you get access to all their videos and stuff. That's a big thing going on right now.
And this is a site called OnlyFans?
OnlyFans, yep. Like, I don't want to say models, but there is some models on Instagram that have OnlyFans that like be posting like half naked pictures and stuff like that for like males to go and buy their subscriptions to look at and stuff.
So this is a monthly fee?
I believe so. Yeah, it's a monthly thing. So like that's a big thing going on right now. Like porn was at first, and now we got OnlyFans. We can look at the girl like,
wow.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
Wait. You got people paying a monthly subscription,
correct,
to watch girls half dressed dance?
Yeah, they twerk. They probably do. Yeah, they twerk. They probably have the toys and stuff like that. I'm sure sex tapes on there. It's all type of stuff on there.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. It's basically like a subscription to look at one person do porn stuff. Basically, that's pretty much what it is. And that's going on right now. It's crazy.
And they get paid money.
Like they do.
Wow.
Like people are really paying bills like off this stuff. Just
wow. Well, I mean, hey, there's one thing that's gonna always sell, and that's sex.
Mm-hmm.
Always.
Yep.
You put anything sexual in a commercial, it's gonna sell.
Yep.
And you can be selling a phone charger.
Girl in bikini.
And you put a girl in a bikini, bikini, and they gonna buy it.
Yep.
You can be selling straws, and they gonna.
Yep.
It's gonna sell.
That's how they use. Like, you probably have you ever saw They Live? Okay. Well, they have like these little banners and stuff. And then there's this guy who wears glasses who can see the subliminal messages and everything, like all the newspapers and like billboards and stuff. And there was this one billboard. It was a picture of a girl in a bikini laying down. I think she was in the Caribbean or something. Mm-hmm. Then when he put the glasses on, the subliminal message read, "Marry and reproduce." Now the thing with that is, I feel like they do that so we can go out and just start spilling seeds everywhere, but not knowing that like our seed is like the most powerful energy on the planet. Like people don't realize that like our semen can literally create life. Like that's really powerful energy, and then we go off just abusing it by jacking off, just going having sex with random girls, giving them our energy to you don't even know who they are. And I feel like it's a whole agenda behind the OnlyFans and all that stuff. Like we don't even know the true powers of our semen.
And wait, the subliminal message that was over her when he put the glasses on. That's what you're saying?
They Live trailer. I'm gonna show you. Yeah, so he just got these glasses, and they can like pretty much read any subliminal message, like anything, like newspapers and all that stuff. I think this is it right here. No, okay, that's it. Yep, here we go.
Oh.
Come to the Caribbean. Put it on. Marry and reproduce. So like it would show like all the subliminal messages and like stuff like that.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that was a powerful movie. I think it was a documentary. I'm gonna watch that.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's definitely subliminal messages, and a lot of stuff. Like if you take a marketing class,
Mm-hmm.
there are certain things that our minds are wired to accept and not even realize it.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like certain music playing in the background, where things are positioned,
Mm-hmm.
the colors they use. You know, it's like you can be watching a show, and then when a commercial comes on, it like the volume turns up like 10 times louder,
Mm-hmm.
and nobody touched the remote. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
stuff like that. And our minds, it. I don't. I mean, people study that stuff so they know
Mm-hmm.
exactly what they need to do, and how they need to do things
Mm-hmm.
to get our attention. You know what I'm saying? Like I always try to figure out how is it the songs that I hate the most, I know the best.
I want to get into that too.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
I can say, man, I hate this song, but I know it better than the ones that I actually like.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's because psychologically, I'm listening more intently to convince myself why I don't like this song.
Right.
And before I know it better than the ones that I like.
Yep.
But that's how we're wired. It's weird. I mean, I get it, but it's still weird at the same time.
Yeah. Because the brain is pretty much a receiver and a transmitter. So, you know, what they give us, like what we receive in our brain, is pretty much going to sit there like a seed until it plants and grows. And I find myself thinking, like, the seeds that are being planted in hip hop nowadays is so backwards. Like, hip hop tells us to shoot that nigga, you know, kill that nigga, rob, steal, have sex with a whole bunch of girls, all that kind of stuff. And then we go ahead and do those things. That's what hip hop is telling us, and subconsciously. Like that's what we receive every day. We bump all this stuff. And then I feel like the program is real deep as to we can, okay, you know how like gang members say like they see that op, they just gonna blow them as soon as they see him, like stuff like that. I feel like that same energy should be used to go against the people that's really trying to kill us. You know, like I'm not saying you should go out and kill police. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying like you can't rap about the demise of killing other black people, but then when the police are actually killing us, like you watch this, like there's people who literally videotape us getting killed by police instead of just doing something. Like it's kind of psychologically messed up how we can just do stuff like that, and how they programmed our brains to work like that, to shoot our own people, but be scared of the cops. Like
a part of it is programming.
That's the slave mentality.
But most of it is proximity. A lot of it is we're all kind of just dumped into this one area.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a whole bunch of rats fighting after the same piece of cheese.
Oh,
Not
right.
realizing there's a whole lot more cheese out there.
Mm-hmm.
But because so many of us don't want to get outside our comfort zones and see what else is out there, we're content on just fighting over the same piece of cheese.
Mm-hmm.
And the bold part is that cheese is old and molded now.
Really?
It's old and molded. It's too much. It's too much world out here to be restricted to your one little area.
Exactly.
Like if law enforcement was really about protecting the citizens and the communities, they would be more